Alright, it's your boy Fred again. What we doing today? We're gonna do even and odd functions. So what makes something even and odd? First thing that makes something even and odd is basically, for formula wise, is based only on the exponents. So as you see here, the exponents are going to be in this situation 3 and in this situation 2. Now, so let's talk about this. Let's circle it. If the exponent is odd, if all the exponents are odd, then it's odd. If all the exponents are even, then the function is even. If you have a mixture of even and odd for your exponents, that makes a function to be neither even nor odd. So let's go over a couple examples. So here we have x to the third minus x squared. So in the situation, this number right here is going to be an odd number, and this number right here is going to be an even number. So because it's even and odd, then that makes this to be neither. Alright? Also with this one right here, we have not even, but an odd number. Now this 2x, but there is no exponent here, but there actually is an exponent. The exponent for x is going to be 1. So when that exponent is 1, then that means that this is going to be also an odd number. Alright, so odd and odd make this function to be odd. Now the next one here, we have a number that's also, this number is going to be odd, right? And this number right here will also be odd because of the 1 from before. And then if you look right here, this is a constant. Now what I said earlier about constants is that constants, x to 0, if any time it has a constant, any type of constant, that will be a even number. So for example, so we have an odd, and an even. So this makes this one also neither. Alright? So let's go through it one more time. And odd and even, right? Makes this neither. Odd and odd makes this odd. And then an odd, there's 2 odds but 1 even, so that makes this neither. Alright? Let's step to, how do I know it's a graph? So let's clear this out. Let's go to the graph real quick. And as I said before, you got to be aware of the constant because x to 0 would make that even, so this one also be neither. So now let's go to the graph. Now the graph. How do I know a graph is even? If it folds hot dog style. So what I mean by hot dog style is that it folds onto itself. So does this graph folded this way, does it fold onto itself? Yes. So that makes this graph to be even. Now with the odd, it has to rotate 180 degrees. So what a good example would be, for example, this graph right here. This is the exact graph, but if I want to draw it right to the origin. If I take this part right here, this half, and I rotate it 100 degrees, does it fold onto itself? And that's yes. In this situation, but the only thing that's key about it being an odd function, it has to go through the origin. So does this graph, does it go through the origin? No. But if it did go through the origin, as you see here, it would be an odd function. So because this does not go through the origin of the graph, this one right here is going to be neither. So N for neither. And the last one that we have here is this graph here. Now what I said earlier with this, is it go through the origin? Yes, first check. If I take this and I fold it 180 degrees, so basically it'll fold onto itself this way, will it fold onto itself? Yes, it will. So this makes this graph to be odd. So that's how we tell a function is even or odd based on the graph. Let's clear it out. I'm going to go through it one more time with you. So click right here. If I click here, you see how it folds onto itself? That makes the graph to be even. This graph right here does not go through the origin, so then that means that the graph is also neither. The graph is neither, excuse me, not also. The graph is neither. And the last one, does this go through the origin? Yes, it does. So because it goes on to the origin and it goes 180 degrees, So this graph would be odd. Alright? So if any more questions about even and odd function, as I always say, come see me in the tutorial or ask your questions in class. Alright.